my gorgeous Libras, this is Debs, and we of course are here for your reading for mid-July 2026. Lovely to be with you, Libra. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, supporting the channel as you do. Libra, very unusual vision. I saw someone walking up a staircase, but the strange thing was the staircase was made of earth. And they kept looking down at the earth as they moved forwards, as they took each step going up, thinking the earth should be compacting, the earth should be shifting beneath my feet, but it's not. Why? And then they thought to themselves, well, if the earth is strong enough for me to step on it going up, I'm going to continue to do that. Really odd. So Libra, I don't know whether or not you feel as if it's been a miracle that you have just been able to keep going, because even though you might have prepared your foundation and continue to do that, you haven't actually grown anything in the soil. You haven't made any massive changes, but you have continued to keep going. I think we'll just get into this, guys, and see where it goes, see what happens. So the deck that I'm using, Libra, is the Divination deck, okay? If you want a private reading with me, I'm still offering 50% off my readings. They are half price right now. Yes, you may be looking back in astonishment. How have I managed to keep progressing when I haven't planted anything new, right? Here we go. Archangel Michael, thank you for joining us. This is the reading for my Libras, mid-July 2026. Okay, Arnold's standing up. He's shaking packets of seeds at me. And I'm seeing a big question mark hanging in the air. Okay, Libra, you may have spent some time preparing the ground, whatever that means for you, but you may not have known what you wanted to plant, or you may not have known what decision you wanted to make, so you have just carried on preparing the ground, and somehow you have managed to move forward. But you may be thinking, now, Libra, it's time to sow those seeds. It's time to do something major. It's time to make a big decision for you to keep going. Archangel Michael saying yes. I'm hearing Archangel Ariel and I'm hearing Archangel Uriel. Okay, the archangels are around you, Libra. Yes. Archangel Michael saying, you may need to go back to, he's calling it base camp, and really start growing on the first step, and then it's going to spread. And whatever grows up, he's telling me, is going to support you going forward. But you need to plant those seeds. You need to make a big decision. You need to do something with the foundation that you have achieved so far. You need to do something with a foundation, Libra, okay? Otherwise, it's just stagnant. Even though you may feel as if you've been progressing, it may be that actually you're plateauing. And if you don't do anything with the foundation, you're going to start sinking backwards. Just be careful, Libra. Okay, let's just get into this. All right. So we have the Magician, Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini. You have all the tools that you need, Libra. You have exactly what you need right in front of you, is what I'm hearing. You are also manifesting with the light here, which is beautiful, or you are intending to manifest in the light. Crossing that, yes, is the Page of Pentacles. The potential is there, Libra, but you haven't yet planted that seed. The potential is there, but you haven't planted the seed. Not the right seed, not the seed that is going to support you going forward, the seed that's going to grow and flourish. You haven't done it yet. In the past, guys, we have the Empress. So this could be you, my beautiful Libras. Okay, this is Libra, Taurian energy. Or as a masculine Libra, you might have been thinking about an Empress, okay? Your wife, an older woman, could be your mother, baby mama. After that time, Justice, wow, okay, strong Libra energy. You might have thought about balancing out a situation, or you might have thought about wanting justice. You might have spoken your piece to someone, spoken your truth to someone. In your thoughts now is the Six of Pentacles. Libra, this is, for me, a slightly imbalanced situation. This could be you working very hard, okay, keeping yourself afloat, but you're not able to gain enough back in order for this to be level. You've created a foundation, you have a strong foundation, but you haven't done anything major with it for growth that would be significant in the future. You are in danger of plateauing here. This is you realizing you need to put in a little bit more effort to remain balanced. In the immediate future, guys, we have the Ten of Pentacles. You're staring at this foundation. Now, this could be a house worth a lot of money. This could be a lump sum you have in an investment fund, but it's not doing a great deal. It's not working for you. In your fears, you're fearing having to sacrifice. Or Libra, you may be fearing having to see somebody else's perspective, because if you do, and if you acknowledge that someone else has been sacrificing, this is you nervous that you might now need to make a big decision when you really don't want to. Okay, guys? This is you thinking, well, I've done great things in my career up until this point of time, but I haven't put in overtime. I haven't come in at weekends. I haven't expanded my business. I've just let things keep going. But you may be nervously looking back at the top of this staircase made of earth, thinking it's not going to take too much for it to begin to disintegrate. I need to do something with this foundation. In order for me to carry on progressing, in order for me to grow, I'm going to need to start planting seeds. In the environment, Libra, is someone who is on their own, healing. This is someone who is going through a bit of a tough time. They may be thinking about you, but this is someone who is on their own. The room looks very sparse, very dark. They may be worried, Libra, whilst you're there sat in the Ten of Pentacles. In your hopes, Libra, the Four of Pentacles, Libra, you are hoping just to stay put. You are hoping you're not going to have to make any changes. You are hoping just to sit on what you have. You're hoping just to sit on what you have. Archangel Michael showing me a red flag, somebody waving a red flag. Okay, that is not good, Libra, because you're not thinking in a progressive manner. You are simply clinging on to what you have out of a sense of fear, not doing anything with the Ten of Pentacles. In the outcome, guys, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, Libra, this is you, I feel, having to deal with some issues with other people. It may be, Libra, other people are poking you, nudging you. Come on, Libra, you're sitting in a place of stability, but you're not actually doing anything with it. If you don't make what you have work for you, Libra, it's just going to begin to disintegrate, because you're going to continue to keep dipping into the Ten of Pentacles without feeding the Ten of Pentacles, right? You're going to continue to keep creating steps made of earth without actually planting anything in the earth. I hope, guys, you're with me. This could be a deep reading. There is a sense here, guys, that you could be sitting on a major investment. It could be a property with a Ten of Pentacles. It could be a lot of inheritance, okay? But rather than just sitting on it, I feel that the divine is asking you to make it grow. Do something with the Ten of Pentacles, Libra. Don't just sit on it. Because otherwise, you may find yourself in a tricky situation. This is the equivalent, Libra, of you having a grand in the bank, right? And you're there thinking, well, it's in the bank. I'm going to leave it in the bank. You haven't moved it into a high interest savings scheme. It's just sat there. If you took that money out of the bank and did something with it, then it could make you more money. This could be the equivalent, Libra, of you living in a beautiful house. And you're thinking, well, you know, this house is worth a lot of money, which is great. But you might not have done any renovations, any repairs for quite a long time. But if you sit on it and not do anything with it, if you don't do the repairs, if you don't keep it updated, it's going to start losing its value. It's no longer going to be the Ten of Pentacles. It could end up being the Eight of Pentacles. There's something here about a really strong foundation, but you're not doing anything with it. Clarification for you is the Eight of Pentacles. I think, Libra, you had a plan in the past, what to do with it, right? You had a plan, but with the energy of the Devil, you might have slipped into a little bit of, I want to say, complacency, and I mean that in the nicest sense. You might have thought, well, you know, I'm sure it's not going to lose its value. I'm sure it's going to continue to stay at the Ten of Pentacles. This is you thinking it's going to take a lot to try and figure out what to do with this, so I'm not going to. But the Devil's on your back here, Libra, right? The Devil's there thinking, good, because I don't really want Libra to work on this. Because if Libra slips into a little bit of complacency, they're going to have to come running to me. And I don't know why I said that. How weird. Now, whoever is in the environment, Libra, is going through a very tough time. You're sitting in this place of stability, this massive, beautiful house symbolically. You're thinking about how long it took you to create the Ten of Pentacles. Whereas this is someone who doesn't quite know what to do. They're not going through a good time. They may be trying to figure out how to keep a roof over their head. They may be trying to figure out how to get themselves out of a difficult situation. Whoever this person is thinking about the Four of Wands, thinking about stability, thinking about a house, thinking about a home. And they may be facing a painful ending. Wow. So Libra, this is someone who is scared of losing their stability. Underneath the deck, we have the Five of Cups. This can be sadness. This can be disappointment. Queen of Pentacles. Libra, you seem to be disappointed in a Queen of Pentacles who says she cares. This is a Queen of Pentacles, Libra, who says she cares. And you're, I feel, coming through as the Emperor. and you're wanting to take charge. So we have the Empress and the Emperor and a Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles could be the same person. I feel as if I'm connecting with a masculine Libra. Okay. Underneath that is a Two of Wands. Yeah. I feel, Libra, you are feeling as if sitting in the energy of the Emperor. Oh, okay. And you are also the King of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. Libra, you as the Emperor and the King of Pentacles have been standing at crossroads, realizing that you cannot continue in the way that you have been. I feel, Libra, I want to put that there. I feel, Libra, you have managed to manifest giving a very small amount, Page of Pentacles, because you might have had issues with your Empress, who may have asked you to do something with a legal contract in order to remain stable, which might have entailed breadcrumbing someone else who is now going through a tough time. I think, Libra, at the time you agreed, because she might have been very strong about this. And Libra, up until now, you've been sat in the energy of the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, sitting thinking about things, literally sitting thinking about things. But what you are considering is an unequal give and take situation. So whilst, Libra, you're there feeling a little bit guilty, I don't think this was right in the past, your Queen of Pentacles, Empress, I feel, said to you, Libra, we have to take control of our stability. We have to make sure we hang on to the Ten of Pentacles. I want you to sign a legal contract. Now, I don't know, Libra, whether or not she was worried that you were going to do something with the Ten of Pentacles. And if this is something to do with a property, which can be, you know, properties are worth a lot of money. It could be that you put the house in her name and she was pleased about that. If you were a couple, because she then had control of the house, there might have been that type of situation. Or, Libra, it could have been that this Empress asked you to look at a will, inheritance, estate document, because if you two were both sat on the Ten of Pentacles, she didn't want you to be persuaded to release any of the Ten of Pentacles to help someone in the environment, because she was worried about her own stability in the future. There was something about this Empress, bless her, whoever she is, who was very concerned about hanging on to the Ten of Pentacles. And she talked to you about a legal contract, which you agreed. But Libra, you are now feeling guilty because what you've recognized you've manifested is breadcrumbing with the Page of Pentacles, someone that you care about, and it's turned into an unequal give and take situation. I don't feel the Empress's Queen of Pentacles energy in this at all. It's as if she's very happy with the way things have gone. But Libra, this is nudging on your conscience, because you are directly looking at someone here who is trying to heal, somebody here who looks as if they're living in a sparse apartment, hardly being able to afford their rent, whilst you're sat there on the Ten of Pentacles. And it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with you, Libra. You're growing a conscience, guys. But because there was a legal contract that was organized in the past, maybe to lock down the Ten of Pentacles or to put the Ten of Pentacles in the hands of the Empress, Queen of Pentacles, this is you feeling you've got no control anymore. But I think, Libra, that's going to change because you are stepping into the energy of the Emperor. I think you're wanting to take back control. Even if, Libra, you have to fight off the opinions of others, Even if, Libra, this is going to be difficult for you, I think you are wanting to get back in control here because you want to right a wrong. You want to sort out a situation that you've now realized is totally imbalanced. Because what you're fearing, Libra, is somebody is going to continue to have to sacrifice if you don't do something with the Ten of Pentacles. If you don't balance a situation or create balance in your own life relating to your stability, there is going to be suffering for somebody else in the future. And you can see it coming. And that is why, Libra, you're sat at crossroads. So, guys, I hope that makes sense. Before I waffle on any longer, let's just get into this, okay? Archangel Michael, tell us about the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Judgment. Okay. The Divine is asking you to make a very serious judgment call, Libra, and to take charge. To take charge. To take back the reins. You haven't been doing anything. You've just been sat on the Ten of Pentacles as the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, because it might have been somehow at the instruction of your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, who could be your wife. You've just gone along with it for some reason. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Okay. And Libra, this doesn't sit well with you. You're feeling very uncomfortable about this. You're sat in the Nine of Swords. You're having sleepless nights, Libra. Yeah. You're having sleepless nights sat in fear that unless you manage the Ten of Pentacles in a more practical way or in a more balanced manner, everything's going to start to disintegrate. The rain is eventually going to wash the steps made of soil, earth. It's just all going to be washed away. And you're very worried about that. Let's have a look at the Empress in the past. The Strength card. The Empress instructed you, Libra, coming through as the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. The Empress instructed you to hold back with the energy of the Strength card. The Empress said to you, don't try to balance out a situation. Don't do anything with the Ten of Pentacles. We need to lock this down, right? That is what she said. Why did she say that? She made out that it was for a reason, but it was a fish in a cup. It wasn't a true reason. It wasn't something she really believed in. She might have said, oh yes, but if we're really ill much later on in our life, we need to make sure we've locked down the Ten of Pentacles. But she wasn't telling the truth. This is a fish in a cup. That was an excuse. That was an excuse. But she was very defensive in her energy, so I feel, Libra, you just agreed. You just agreed because you didn't want to upset your Empress, Queen of Pentacles. But you might have thought in the past that, in the nicest sense, she wanted things her own way, or she wanted to sit in a bit of overindulgence, but you agreed. You agreed. After that time, Libra, with the energy of justice, you organised a document, or you went to seek legal advice. This could be about locking down the Ten of Pentacles. This could be about putting a property in your Empress's name, or this could have been about amending a will. You were instructed by your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, to lock down the Ten of Pentacles. So you did it, Libra. You did it. But with the energy of the Fool, you might after you did that, have thought, you know what, that was a bit stupid. I don't think I made the right decision. I don't think that was right. You got worried, yes. And it became a burden because your fears were realized. Because at that point, you didn't have control. And I think, Libra, the energy got heavier and heavier. I mean, this is you looking back thinking that was a silly thing I agreed to do. Yes, you looked at past mistakes financially. I should not have locked away the Ten of Pentacles in a legal contract, or I shouldn't have agreed with my Empress that this is what we should do. After that time, what were you considering, Libra? Yeah, Two of Pentacles. After that time, Libra, you wondered whether or not you could reverse what you did. Can I somehow make a change to what I did? This could have been you wanting to once again amend a will, go back and amend a will. So somehow the Ten of Pentacles could be released. I don't know how that would work out. Or this could be you wondering whether or not you could persuade your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, to take a different course of action. Because Libra, what you recognized was someone here was suffering. And I can see in the immediate future, Libra, they are still suffering. What you're thinking about is an unequal give and take situation. What else are you considering here? Yeah, you're considering the fact that you've been holding back from balancing out a situation financially. You have been holding back from doing this. And you're sat feeling nostalgic about the past. So you are looking at you holding back, balancing out a situation financially in the past. And Libra, you are now very worried. You're stressing because the energy is getting heavier and heavier. I don't think your Queen of Pentacles Empress wants to talk about this anymore because, as far as she's concerned, this was the right decision because she wanted to keep hold of the Ten of Pentacles. And you agreed in the past. What else is on your mind here? The Two of Swords. Libra, you have just been sat trying to block out what you did in the past. You've just been sat thinking, I know that what I was persuaded to do in the past wasn't right, but to try and amend this is going to be very complicated now. In the immediate future, you're thinking about the Ten of Pentacles. It could be a document relating to your will. It could be a large investment. It could be a property, a house. In the environment is someone who seems to be on the breadline. Okay. This is someone who looks to me as if they might be in a dingy apartment. This is someone who doesn't have much furniture. They feel as if they've been through a battle. And they are quietly thinking about you, Libra. And in their eyes, you're sat on the Ten of Pentacles. They feel that sometimes you think about them, but there's no action here. You're sat there, right? So this is someone who may be feeling a little hurt, a bit confused. What they're worried about, Libra, is that at some point they're going to completely lose their stability. At some point, they are not going to be able to afford a roof over their head. Okay? Now remember, guys, this could be totally switched. You, Libra, could be the person who is worried about money, all right? Now, Libra, what you are fearing is the Hanged Man. You may be fearing having a conversation with a Pisces, who could be your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, or you may be afraid, Libra, of taking any major action, because it could entail you having to sacrifice part of your Ten of Pentacles. And even though you may not agree with what you were persuaded to do in the past, you may feel uncomfortable doing that. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Swords for Libra? Thank you, Michael. The 17th of August, 17th, 18th, 23rd, 28th of August, and the 11th to the 21st of September. Okay. Let's have a look, Libra, at this person who is very worried that a cycle's going to close of them feeling nice and stable. They're worried they're going to lose their stability. They're sitting stressing out here. Tell us about this person. Tell us about their situation. Okay. They're thinking, Libra, at some point that they are going to have to move. They're thinking at some point that they are going to have to move because they can't keep a roof over their head. And they're very disappointed about what happened in the past. They really don't want to take action in leaving where they are, but they're very disappointed about the past. Maybe about something that was unequal, okay? They may be very upset about a Scorpio. Or this could be someone who is facing major change and transformation in their life with a Death card. And it's as if it's inevitable because you're not doing anything here, Libra. You're just sat on the Ten of Pentacles, occasionally thinking about this person. What is this person thinking about? What else are they thinking about? They're worried. They're either thinking about a High Priestess, they could be thinking about a Pisces or a Cancerian, or they're feeling, Libra, that you have been keeping a secret. They're not saying anything, Libra, but they feel as if you're keeping something under wraps, and it might have to do with money. They feel, Libra, secretively, you may be enjoying a passionate new start, sat on the Ten of Pentacles, whilst they are in a tricky situation. Yeah. They feel, Libra, that with the King of Swords and the Ten of Cups, you took an action to make people in your environment very happy, feel very stable, but it somehow caused this person to feel pushed out. You took a legal course of action, possibly instigated by your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, because you wanted to keep the people in your environment happy. So with the World, this is someone who may live in another area. So you basically, Libra, might have feathered the nest of those nearest and dearest to you, but left out this person because they lived in another area. And it might have been under the instruction of your Empress, Queen of Pentacles, because in the past she told a little bit of a fib and said, oh, but what if we get really sick? Oh, what if we have problems? But in actual fact, she wanted to just continue sitting in the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. You now realize, Libra, that was a big mistake. You are now realizing, Libra, that you want to right the wrong, but you don't know how to do it. I think the first port of call is you communicating with whomever here is suffering, is what I'm hearing, suffering. You are communicating with whomever here is suffering. What are you going to say? You want to talk to this person about mending a situation. You could be wanting to travel to see them. You could be saying to them, I want to sort this out because I realize you're in a tricky situation. How is this person going to react? They won't know what to say, Libra. They may be thinking, well, okay, but Libra hasn't done anything. Is it just talk? They may be up in their head as to how you can sort out a situation if your Empress Queen of Pentacles is holding all the cards, is in control. How are they feeling? This is someone in the dark. This is someone in not a good place. Oh my gosh. Okay, Libra, they may feel betrayed. They may feel betrayed. I mean, this is a lot of really stressful energy. This poor person. We have the Four of Swords. This is someone who doesn't quite know what to do. They feel as if you and your Empress has been keeping a secret relating to you two having a passionate new start. This is someone with the Eight of Swords who is in their head. They don't know what the hell's going on and they feel betrayed. Okay, Libra? And what you're fearing is leaving someone to sacrifice. Okay? What is the energy between you two? You and whoever this, I want to say woman is? The Hermit. Okay. She could be a Virgo. Or there could be a Virgo somewhere in the mix. But Libra, you are thinking about her whilst she is thinking about you. And you are deciding to communicate with her in the immediate future that you want to go and see her, travel to see her, or you want to move things to calmer waters with her. You want to try and rectify what was done wrong in the past. Now, what is interesting, Libra, is you are hoping to hang on to your money. So I don't know how you are going to rectify this if this is a financial issue. And the outcome is the Five of Wands. Now, this can be you having an argument with someone. You could be having an argument with your Empress, Queen of Pentacles. Or Libra, this is you in internal conflict. You may feel, Libra, that if you don't have the power in your hands now, you can't make any changes financially to the situation to balance it out. But this may be you trying to apologize to whomever is sat feeling very worried here. So let's have a look at the Five of Wands. The Wheel of Destiny. Okay. I mean, in simple terms, Libra, this could be a lot of people fighting over a lot of money, you know. Wheel of Destiny, Five of Wands. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. Or Libra, this could be you conflicted as to whether or not you should move into a brand new cycle. Tell me about this Empress Queen of Pentacles in the past, because she seems to be the sticking point. She's telling you, Libra, to look at other options. Don't touch the money, Libra. There must be another way. Let's look at other options. Don't touch the money, Libra. Let's look at other options. But you are there throwing your hands in the air, basically saying to her, there are no other options. There are no other options. Yeah. What you're saying to her is there is no other option for victory and success. We have to release the grip on the Ten of Pentacles, or you have to agree to me changing a legal contract to release money. What is her reaction to that? Yep, she doesn't want to do it. Tower. Libra, you may be drifting further and further away emotionally from your Empress Queen of Pentacles, because what you're thinking about is she shouldn't have persuaded you to do this in the past. You should have been strong enough to stand up to her in the past, and now you're sitting in so much guilt and burden about someone suffering here that you don't quite know what to do. What are you going to say to the person going through it here? What are you going to say to the person going through it? Okay, you're going to be honest and say, look, I am sorry. I or we sabotaged your stability. I or we caused you problems. Again, Libra, this is you just trying to apologize. So are you going to make a change? Is your Empress Queen of Pentacles going to allow you to make this change? Because she seems to be holding all the cards. What you're going to say to your Empress Queen of Pentacles is the only way we can fully heal this, the only way that we can mend the situation after this big mistake was made in the past is to move, or for you to agree to amend a contract for us to have victory and success, for this whole situation to be put in the past and to never be talked about again. Is your Empress going to agree, Libra? Temperance. I think your Empress is either going to say to you, it will be good for this whole situation to be put to a rest. It will be good to have peace in the situation. But she could say to you, I'm not sure I want to make that decision. I will think about it. She could be a bit difficult with you. Or there may need to be a conversation with the Empress and or a Sagittarian with temperance. It could be Archangel Michael's trying to guide her to do the right thing. Three of Swords. Underneath, Libra, she's heartbroken because what she's recognizing is, in the nicest sense, because she was sat clutching hold of money, just sitting in a place of fear, someone you or she or both of you really care about is sitting in a place of poverty and stress, very unsure about their future, very unsure that they can keep a roof over their head, whilst you two have locked down the Ten of Pentacles. And she's feeling heartbroken about that because she's also realizing, Libra, that this was not the right decision to make. But with you saying to her, the only way to change this is for you to agree to me changing this, she's still sitting in the tower. It's as if, is there any other way? And Libra, you're sat there saying to her, no. No, there's no other way. So is there going to be victory and success, Libra? Are you going to persuade your Empress that this is the right thing to do? What is going to happen here? Wow, you might. This can be uprooting and moving. This can be releasing a large amount of money. This can be something to do with an investment. I think, Libra, you are going to be able to persuade your Empress Queen of Pentacles to release her grip somehow on the Ten of Pentacles. You are going to persuade her. Yes. And with that done, with her agreement, you, your Empress Queen of Pentacles, and whomever is sat in a place of stress are going to be working in partnership to ensure that this person who's worried keeps a roof over their head. Simply that. Simply that. How are you going to do that? You could be paying off this person's mortgage. You could be getting them out of renting. You could be trying to get them on the housing ladder. You could be putting a house in their name even. You're going to be doing that in a very traditional way. You're going to follow all the rules. This is you doing something significant to do with money or a legal contract. And Libra, I think when you do this, the stress is going to melt away. This Empress Queen of Pentacles may deep down feel slightly guilty that she clung onto the Ten of Pentacles or wanted to be in control, but things are going to be much easier for the person who's been struggling here. And I think, Libra, that's going to make you feel good. That's going to make you feel as if you've done the right thing, okay? Yeah. Gosh, guys, what a reading. It felt very specific, guys, so do let me know if this was your story, but let's see if we can get a final message from the universe. This is the Enchanted Forest. So Archangel Michael, what message do we have for my beautiful Libras? You're coming through as the Emperor, King of Pentacles, for my Libras for mid-July. Thank you. Fulfillment. Okay, Libra, you don't need anyone's approval to pursue and fulfill your purpose. Embrace your unique journey and trust that it's leading you where you need to go. So Libra, you may be getting strong with the Empress, Queen of Pentacles to say, I don't think I need your approval for us to do the right thing. I'm asking you to agree to us doing the right thing. Okay? Yeah. And there will be fulfillment that follows, Libra. Okay? All right, guys. So I am leaving it there. It felt really specific. Do let me know if it resonated for you. Take care of you guys. And of course, I will be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon. Bye, Libra.